Okay, welcome. Today we're going to talk about Tyler Perry's new movie on Amazon Prime, Duplicity. I feel like every time I talk about Tyler Perry movie, I'm wearing this wig. I feel like it wasn't as dramatic as some of his other ones, like Fall from Grace and Divorce in the Black. You could tell within the first 2 minutes what was happening and who it was. So it wasn't like, ooh, suspense. Can't tell who did it. Just certain clues, which is fine. It's not that big of a deal. It's where you see a movie with you like, oh, I didn't know nothing what was going on. People don't watch it for that. They just watch it, because it's Tyler Perry and it's a new movie, different characters, different dialogue, whether it's similar context except the other movies or not. But it's like a lifetime vibe type movie. This gonna be spoiler alert, big spoiler alert. So if you ain't seen it, don't watch it because it's gonna be a big spoiler alert. Although you can figure it out pretty early on. Deceit, duplicity. Like if it's called deceit and backstabbing, obviously it's gonna be somebody close to a person or somebody around or people around. They say it's always a spouse. So when she said she introduced her to her boyfriend, I was like, okay, well, she planted him in her life, so them two is together.
I introduced you to you 8 months ago.
Then when the cop took the white cop out,
Hey, let me talk to you. Hold on.
he ain't never took him out before, and he's like, okay, Bricky.
Your field training officer today.
I always had researched him.
Been watching you.
It was like something that he knew, like he picked him for a reason. Obviously, he was a white, and he was a rookie, so he picked him. And it was other stuff in his past, but you wouldn't know that part, but there was other stuff in the past.
Ruining my life.
So obviously, he picked him for a reason to go out, and then he just happened to be in that area.
Just thought it'd be a good idea if you work with me today.
They didn't Rodney Blackman was crazy. Tyler is crazy. She called the white lady and said, hey, it's a black man. I think trying to break into your neighbor. If she didn't have that neighbor number saved, then she knew it wasn't her. Like, a random person just gonna call you to say, hey, I'm your neighbor. How did she get your number? Yeah, I guess you can Google it possibly if you know the address. But it's like, yeah, we knew that wasn't the neighbor, obviously. At the exact time, oh my gosh, why they didn't call the police then? And say, hey, I think somebody breaking in. Why did they have to call her to call the police? That didn't make any sense. Oh, then you got the cop because he was just happened to be in that area, and then he the one said gun, but he knew he was a rookie. He knew he didn't know how to deal with high pressure situation, and he knew he was gonna shoot him.
Gotta be ready on the draw, no matter what.
And he his routine that he going to run. He listen to music. He ain't gonna be able to hear. And then even in the video early on, when the lawyer first saw the video, he like making people lawyers too, which is cool. But when she saw the video, he clearly was still breathing, and the white cop was trying to save him. He was like, no, he's done. Like, who would really say that? Like, no, he's done when you can see that he's breathing. So when she saw that on video, and it wasn't like, oh, we didn't see the whole video when she sat there. So that was kind of weird that they just left that part in here and said, yeah, we heard him say gun.
Cop yells gun, you shoot.
And we also seen him trying to revive him and then saying, no, he can't be revived. The white cop had a black wife, which don't necessarily mean nothing. But why didn't it come out earlier to say they just kept that secret?
Surprised he's married to a black woman?
And then the ending really irritated me because it didn't make any sense. Then the girl didn't come forward. Like, nobody came forward, but they waited to the end. Like, it wasn't no reason. Well, the girl went on a run because she was scared from the dude. The girl that was cheating with Rodney went on a run because she was scared, I guess.
Things he did to me.
Towards the end, when she was mad at him because he lied about the pictures, about being outside the girl's house. When she was like, oh, the husband hired me to look at her. Then he found out she was cheating with Rodney.
I know your yeah.
She got him $300,000 from the state, the government, or whatever, because they said he was taking drugs or making drugs and basically doing illegal stuff when he was a cop. But they said, oh, we didn't have no evidence of it. But then at the end, he was like, yeah, she got you $300,000 from the state for something you did do. So it would have been evidence for it. They didn't just accuse. If he did do it, they wasn't like just accusing him out the blue if he really did do it. It wasn't, so they had to have some evidence. It would look different if they say he did it and he really did do it. If he really did do it, but they didn't have no evidence. And at the end, the girl, Fela, I think her name was Fela, the wife.
Fela. No.
She was like, oh, all she had to do is do a simple Google search or something like that. It wasn't exact words. To figure out, is she so paranoid of people and people she date and didn't believe nothing they say and had him on the couch for 4 months in the doghouse, which wasn't even believed, trying to put a wool over our eyes. Tyler, stop. That's ridiculous. But he was trying to pretend to be somebody for the lawyer, not for the...
I had just broken up with my husband, and Kevin and I dated for about a year.
I heard the lawyer put her in the back of the van to tell her what was going on. Why they waited 4 months, try to prosecute him or arrest him or whatever. which isn't necessary in real life. Most likely he wouldn't have really got arrested for real. He made the white cop basically the good guy, and at the end, at all this, in the end, the black dudes was the bad, which is just interesting. But yeah, I feel like the movie could have been great. It could have been good, not great, but could have been good. It just was. It was cool, and the messed up the end. You'd be so mad when a movie going cool, and then at the end they mess it up by not wrapping up the loose ends or just doing too much. It's like make a movie called Simplicity, because we need some simplicity, because trying to make everybody the bad guy and everybody backstabbing her, the movie would have just been so much better if he created some type of balance, some type of duality. He would have created some type of balance to where Tyler, his name was Tony, but then his name was also Kevin, so I'm just gonna say Tyler Lepley. If his character actually, like, she doubted him the whole movie, like she never believed him. I don't even think it'd been 8 months. They was a year towards the end that they had been together. If you count the months he was on the couch. I mean, if you count the months he was on the couch, they was together a year, so she didn't still trust him after dating for a year and living with him. Stuff in the water too, because not the movie with Taraji P. Henson was holding her down. Then finally she got fed up and left. Then he ended up getting rich. Then she ended up getting crazy. I think like they was on a boat or something and ended up being in the water. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I feel like happened. I ain't seen that movie in a minute. Dirty Baby Woman, although she was hurt from the other dude, the Shamar Moore character showed her like, hey, this is what I like to be loved, and I actually love you, and he stayed with her through it all, although, you know, they had broke up and then got back together, but he showed her what it was like to be an actual good man. Like, he was an actual good man for real. That's why it was so good, because it showed duality. It showed this man that was horrible to her, but then showed somebody that was great to her, right? But in this, her ex was bad, the lawyers, and we're back to Duplicity. All these movies gotta have a lawyer in it, honey, which is cool, but okay. The lawyer, until at the beginning, when they was coming from workout, she was like your brother, and I actually thought it was her brother for real. And then, but you know, people call their friends brother, whatever. But throughout the movie, I was like, for that to be her brother, she don't seem as sad as she should be. Like, she consoling the wife. She should be breaking down. If you've been with this person for life, I'm like, she don't seem as sad if that's her brother. She was sad, but it was like, you know, the wife was really acting like she was sad. That's why she was overdoing. She was overdoing. It is a thing called, she was overdoing. That's how I was like, nah, she's in her honey. And then obviously I knew the dude breaking in was the cop, black cop.
We failed up to something.
Like, okay, that's not her brother. That was just a friend. Was she friends with him first? Which I'm assuming, because that would make the most sense. She was friends with him first. Then he met his wife, and then she befriended her, and then they became friends. That's what I'm assuming. Then the wife introduced the lawyer, and I keep saying the lawyer because I really can't remember her name. The wife introduced the lawyer to Tom Levy character, which is Tony, aka Kevin, aka I don't know what's going on, honey. And two, I did like this part. They showed, like, it was two incidents where he was like, is Tyler Leppy crazy, or is he just a good man? I did like that part. Is he just a good man, or is he crazy? Because
I have to talk about
it was two instances. When they was in the car and he showed his dominance, he was like, no, you ain't driving. She was like, hey, I'm not. And he was like, no, you ain't driving. I'm gonna drive, and I'll come back and get my car. That he was very stern on. And then, this is the other thing. When she was in the garage, that's how you knew something was happening. I was like, that's not realistic. When you drive in your garage, you before you got the car, you close the garage unless you about to go outside and throw the trash or something. You close the garage. So she drove in, didn't close the garage, got all the stuff out, and da. So you knew something was happening. The white cop came up and was trying to, instead of her listening, she was being belligerent, which I guess makes sense. But she was being belligerent. Instead of that, she called Tony. She called Tyler Leppy character to come in. Then he already had his gun, and he was like, I'll shoot you. And he told her, he was like, get in the house. Like, and he was very, like, he could have been crazy, but it could just been stern, like, looking out for her well-being. Like, get in the house. Like, I'm trying to protect you. Or it could have been crazy. So that was two times where they showed him, you know, like, if you're really crazy, it's hard to hide it. You can't go forever without being crazy. And like I said, she was so skeptical, but she couldn't figure it out. It didn't make no sense. I'm just going to let it go, but that didn't make any sense. I mean, get him money, but he did actually do the stuff you got him money for, so you would have figured it out how she investigated this about her friend Rodney getting shot. Oh, too, I don't like movies where black men get shot by the cops, but this movie, I knew it was going to be something different. It wasn't like just a white racist cop shoots black man. I knew it wasn't that, so that's why I watched it. I said, I wanted to say this. The movie would have been better if he actually made Tony, Tyler Leppy's character, actually love her for real. Like, if he just would have tweaked a couple things, because it would have been duality. It would have been like a balance. Like, them. Well, not two. It was really just her because she didn't know the black cop really. But she knew him because that was her man friend. Yes, I guess she knew him because that was her man friend. So, yeah, I guess two people. But she also thought he was responsible too by associating with a white cop. Not knowing it was really his doing. I'm setting it up. But, like I said, the white cop, his wife, and the girl that Rodney was cheating with could have been all came out.
And he stalked me.
I don't know. That was a good enough story. Like, everything could have matched up. So, I don't know. They could have waited till they left, broken the house, got the phone, and then that would have been the evidence right there. So, I don't know. That was just, didn't make no sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
But I just gonna let it go. But it would have been so much, it just would have been so much better if, because she did not doubt him the whole time. The dude she was with before was deceitful. Already her friend was deceitful. Then his friend was already deceitful. Tyler Lepley and the black cop did the thing outside the funeral so the reporters could hear because they knew they was going to look into the white cop. They did that whole little scene. You could tell they was doing that whole little scene so they could, in front of them so they can go report it. But tell me, give me some information about what it is. That's what Tyler Lepley was saying as he was walking away. I'm like, they such actors, ain't. I think it just would have been better. One, like I said, it's certain stuff, like I'm saying, that didn't make any sense for real. Like, you didn't even attempt to tie up the loose end. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it's better watching the movie if you're not a person that overthinks and look at all the details. Then I'm pretty sure it's like, oh, it's just cool. It was a good movie. But when you're a person that overthinks and look at all the details, you're like, hey, well, I was expecting you to find this, but that didn't really make no sense. So certain stuff that make sense about him, his name.
He said he wished he'd married you.
And why they didn't come out, they didn't have a good enough excuse why they didn't come out. But like I said, I think the movie would be better if he would have showed everything don't always gotta be everybody being deceitful and drama. Like, you build so much trauma around something. Like, a friend died, this person, 2 people backstab her, then you make it 3 people. It's like, you don't have to keep piling on. It's okay to show a balance of it. Especially in a movie, you need some type of relief. Everybody don't need to be the villain. You know, like certain people, writers, directors, I don't know the director name. I don't tend to love his stuff, but I know people do. It's the director that always do movies at a time. Yes, he do other movies, but which is what I want Tyler to do other stuff too. You can do your main stuff, but also do some other stuff too. So the dude that writes stuff about time, it's like he do the same thing about time. It's just, okay, he might do time going forward. Okay, time going backward. In a dream. Okay, time outer space. It's like the same thing over again, just different iterations, right? Which is what Tyler do, which is fine. Everybody got their stitch. Then even Kenya Barris, I feel like he do the same thing, just different characters and slightly different storylines. He do the same overall concept, right? Which is cool. Just every director got their thing, or every writer got their thing that they like, and they just do different versions of it, right? Like, when you're watching a movie, everything don't need to be bad. Like, our life is already struggle now, so just seeing it struggle after struggle after struggle when you watch, that's why I don't watch a series. It's too much. It's too much pain on top of pain. With the movies, like I said, usually an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and it usually be some type of light, but it don't be enough.
It's not enough.
It's just like if he would have just made one of the main characters, because yeah, like the 2 reporter dudes, the black and white reporter dudes, yeah, they was good, but they was barely in the movie. Like, they wasn't big characters in the movie.
Hey, don't forget. Yeah, I got it.
You know what I'm saying, if he would have just made one of them, it didn't necessarily have to be Tyler Leppy character Tony, but it would have been better for it to be him, because she doubted him the whole time, which all I say is like, she doubted him and she was right to doubt him, but she doubted him so much, why she didn't look deep into who he really was then. So that didn't make no sense. So she doubted him so much. Yeah. So it would have been better for it to be Tyler character to show you like, hey, yeah, you can trust me, and I've been showing you that I love you and that I care for you. It could have actually not been a love story, but had love in it. Like, you can have trauma, but you also can balance it with love too. 2 people could have deceived her, that he could have been like actually loved her. Like, I showed you, I loved you, I protect you, I want you. Even at the end, this still would have been good, but he could have been like, had her at the end when they dropped her in the water and anchored her, then somehow she got out of it and swam and got some air and then shot him with the what you call the gun that you try to signal fire? No, not fire gun. The gun you signal when you want the people to know where you are. Say you stranded on the island and you get that gun, you shoot it, it'll let you know whatever that is. So she shot them out that, which okay, I don't know if they really done. He should have said, baby, come on, nah, don't baby down. You don't let them throw me off the boat and try to drown me. But he could even try to maybe. A last ditch effort of love, he could have tried to save her, but no. Well, he really didn't love her, but because I've seen him take no time. But it could have been, if you would just tweak that and made him actually the good guy and just made the other dude the husband, made the black cop the one that was talking to the girl, and have Tyler Leppy character, Tony, made him be outside her house because he was actually trying to look at some for his friend, be a private investigator for his friend. That could have kind of made sense, I guess. But then he would have knew that his cop friend was not necessarily had something to do with it, but yeah, maybe kind of had something to do with it because of where they were. Like if he knew that's where the location where he got shot, or whatever. I get her not. He didn't tell her that he was where her brother got shot, but she didn't even really look into that particular part. She looked into other parts, but not that particular part of it. That didn't make no sense, but okay. But, or I could have took that part out where he wasn't outside her house and then could have made that make sense. Yeah, I mean, overall, it was cool. The acting was pretty good, and I know of the acting I felt like was over the top. I thought the acting was pretty good. The acting was pretty good. The overall concept of it was good and it was cool. It just wasn't wrapped up properly, like the loose ends wasn't wrapped up. And then, like I said, I would like to see some type of duality. Like I just would have tweaked that part. Actually, have him really be a good person, really love her, and really like stood up for her. And then, like I said, the ex-husband could have just been a black cop, and then everything else would have made sense. And that's all I got. Bye.